I thought that someone was coming, so I just stopped it and switched the window. And when I switched back to the window, the video was off. So now I hate make part two of the videos. It's just I like things to be in a continuous state. I just I'm just such a perfectionist, and but over the time I realized that you cannot be perfect in something at once. Making these small mistakes only will make me perfect. But I since I've uh, since I was young, I was trying to be perfect, but since I didn't know what I was doing, I just got perfect in something, and I felt started when I grew up, I started feeling like that. Okay, I was always perfect in it, but that wasn't the case. It was a grind all over the years, making so many mistakes, which you didn't know what you were doing, resulted in me being perfect in those things. So in the past few times, I was like very much concentrated that I will produce those, since I have this habit of giving the perfect thing, perfect thing, perfect thing. I was like, I have to deliver perfect thing, but over time I realized that this is something that you are doing new, so you cannot deliver it perfect at the first time. You have to do the same. The journey starts again. You have to do lot of mistakes, learn from them. That's the best reminder. Mistakes are the best reminder to keep growing. If you try to be perfect at the first time, you haven't done anything. Yeah, so this was I just moved wayward. So yeah, that's after politically I didn't work any I didn't do any effective work, and it was to since the morning it might have taken around 5 or 15 minutes, and the other time I worked on development. Uh, then I went home and just went there on my friend's house for the night stay. But yeah, I after coming back home from the office, I took the bath. It's the day before, I felt that my body was so heated up that while taking a cold shower, usually I take hot showers in the night, because what happens that when you take cold shower, your mind activates. So uh, that I took in the afternoon either or in the morning. But when in night, I like to take cold showers because hot showers, because it doesn't wake you up. It just soothes you down and makes easier to sleep. But my body was heating up so much since past 2 days that even night I decided that I had to take the cold shower, because taking hot shower just intensifies it and doesn't help. And while taking cold shower, it felt so good. I just yeah. So that's what happened. Then I went to my friend's home. Then I there, you know how things go at a friend's home. You just do random shit and just enjoy, have fun. And we went. It took us around. We went to sleep around, I guess, 4 in the morning, and it was Saturday, so Sunday morning it was. So I had no problem. And nor did it. That also that since I worked, I did good amount of work for that day also. It wasn't that I was totally free for that day. Yeah, and I'm still trying to figure out that thing about working with, because since I'm working, I'm trying to figure out that how to be sure that whatever time I worked upon is the effective development work. So about that thing, because in office you interact with many people, so you have to I'm trying to be very specific that if I spend 8 hours in office, then how much time I did to development on my own. Teaching someone, telling someone else, yeah, it is a effective productive time. If you teaching it to anyone, telling about what you know to anyone, it does help. But my own personal learning will only my concepts will brush up when I tell things to others. But to learn new things, I have to give my own time. So I'm just trying to get in the habit of tracking that when I'm working on my own, I just track it that okay, I have worked for this much time. Then when I'm going to do some other work, I just stop it. So yeah, and about that thing, that if I go to office for 8 hours, and then which I want that at least 5 to 6 hours I am giving for my own development work, uh and the remaining time for any other job that they give me, for any other learning, for any other things that I have to tell my colleagues or my friends out there. It, that's a different thing. But the majority of time, if I give for on my own personal learning, that that's when I like grow. Because even if I did tell many people a lot of things about what I know, if I'm not making use of that knowledge, it makes no sense to me. So to use that knowledge that I got when sharing with anyone else, or and got their thoughts and their inputs and doubled my knowledge, I have to put use to it, because not everything you found out is correct. You have to filter it out, and that can only be done when you start doing things on your own. So since I'm already trying to make that thing that use office time effectively, it has to be important that I make sure that more than majority of time goes to my own personal learning, and then the rest of time goes to telling other things and doing other work. Because that's the only way to reach the where I want to be in a quickest way possible. If anyone thinks that they can just uh, skip the socializing part and just do what they, yeah, you can do, but I personally believe that it's it has a saturation point. If you don't go taking all the things together with you, you will always have a saturation point beyond which you cannot grow. If you want to keep on increasing that saturation point, with every day you learn something, that saturation goes like, okay, he has learned something new and now he has a new goal. If you want that saturation point to go like that, then you have to do multiple things. You just have to take multiple things in the sense meeting with people, making and learning from them, telling them about what you have learned. But it should be a minority part of your workflow. A majority of should be execution. It can be taken as ideation or taking suggestion. It's basically ideation, expressing, and execution. Majority of time should be given to execution, because in the field while you're working, you learn the most fastest. Some time should be given. Then after that, priority comes to ideation, because that's where you put your thoughts into words. You just know what you are trying to do, because in our mind we think thousand things, but when we try to express, we are only able to express five to four things, and only those things that you are being able to express are the things that you can execute upon. And third, which should be the least priority, but it should be, if you don't want your saturation point to be fixed, sharing what you know and getting from what you get. If even if you're not getting anything, it's totally okay. When you tell someone something what you know, it just clears. It has so much. When someone asks me even a silly doubt, if I not able to make him explain, make that doubt very simple for him without making him feel bad about himself, then I've learned a new trick. That's a skill. That's a, it not, it does, if you focus on everywhere people around you, even even whenever anyone try to teach you anything, did they made you feel, or you just felt like so clumsy that I don't know anything? Knowing not anything and just being feel that I don't know anything is a different thing. Once I realize that, oh, I don't know anything, I have to learn, it's a different thing. But when people make you realize that you don't know anything, you are just worthless, it's not good. You feel demotivated. So it's very important that I try to make sure that when I teach someone anything or tell anyone anything, I try to make sure that it he should not be worried what I think, that he should be feel free to tell me anything, that he shouldn't feel that I'm judging him or what. But yeah, there are a lot of ways. Sometimes people keep coming back with the same doubts, so you have to figure out ways on how to make them reach the solution on their own. If you tell them the solution, they will just keep coming back. But there are always soft ways to do things, something like this. And I personally believe that's a whole totally different concept. I thought that I was supposed to only talk about development things. And so basically, I slept later, slept, but even before sleeping, uh, in the late evening, I was just so was just restless. I just had to do my meditation. So I did completed my meditation before sleeping. Even at 4 a.m., I did my 9-minute meditation and then I went to sleep. So it was all good. Then I will continue it in the next video of day. Yeah, so see you guys.